Now turn up.
What's up, gorgeous people? This is Ambizzares DIY and other stuff. My name is Meeks, and in today's Whatever Wednesday, I'm going to show you how I do the thumbnails for my videos. Now, if you guys caught my editing video last week, which was extremely long, and I apologize for that, I'm definitely going to release more editing videos in smaller doses so that it's not so much information all at once. Nonetheless, I spend so much time editing my videos that I don't want to spend a lot of time doing the thumbnails, and that's a terrible thing to say, guys, because honestly, the thumbnail of your video is extremely important. It's the first thing that people see when they decide whether or not they want to watch your video. So it's very important that you take at least a little bit of time to make a thumbnail that is eye-catching and explains exactly what your video is about. Now, I know that you guys put in your little title what your video is about, but a lot of people are only looking at those pictures and the thumbnail, and that's it. They don't even care about all the text that you put underneath in your title. So that's why it's very important to make an eye-catching thumbnail with wording that says what your video is about. But when you're doing the words on your thumbnail, you don't want it to be too busy. So you want to try to keep it 5 words or less. Now, I know I've done thumbnails that are more than 5 words, but I try to keep it as minimal as possible just to get the point across as to what the video is about and why they should watch it. But make sure that you're not doing any clickbaity kind of things, because I do use photos that aren't in the video, but just kind of help, give my thumbnail a little more oomph to explain what the video is about. But it's not clickbaity because I still am very descriptive, I guess you can say, in 5 words or less as to what my video is about. So, without further ado, let's jump into this thing. Okay, guys, so I'm going to show you how I made 3 different thumbnails today, and all very similar processes, but I just wanted to go ahead and show you 3 different ones to give you an idea of how easy this is to do. So we're going to start with this incoming friend mail one. And the reason why I chose this one is because it's very basic. All I used were 2 photos and some text for this one. So I thought that it would be a good one for us to start with. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and combine this package photo that I have right here along with the photo that I grabbed from my video of myself, which is right here. And we're going to combine those 2 along with some text to make my thumbnail. So let's get started. Okay, guys, we're going to start by pulling that background photo first. And to do that, I use an app that is called Unsplash, and it is free to download and free to use. So we'll go ahead and click on that app right there, and we'll pull it up. Here it comes. There it is. Okay, so you can go through all the images they have there for you, or you can select wallpapers, whatever you want to select. But we're just going to search based on what the video is about. So I click the search button, and I'm going to type in mail, because it's about incoming friend mail, and it's going to pull up several really cool photos that you can use for that topic. And look, I mean, there's all kinds of options. You can do the envelopes. I love this mailbox one. I kind of wish I would have used that one, but I didn't. So that one's a really nice one though. But I mean, just go through all of the different options and decide which one you think will work best for your video. But there is going to be a plethora of options for you to choose from. Now, I decided not to go with any of these photos for this one because I wanted it to be more like a package look. So I typed in gift. I started typing package, and then I was like, no, gift. That's going to give me better photos. So I typed in gift, and let's take a look at all the photos that it pulls up here. So obviously some of them are a little bit Christmassy, so those ones aren't good. I really like this black and gold one. I think it's classy. Kind of wish I used that one, but I was looking for more of a plain background. I didn't want it to be too busy because I wanted to get my point across. But just go through all of the different options, guys, and figure out which one you think will work best for your video. So as I'm scrolling through here, I'm going to try to find the one that I use so that I can show you guys how to download it. Okay, guys, so here's the photo that I used in that thumbnail. So to download the photo, I'm just going to click on the photo itself. And it's going to bring up these options. The one that we want is that white circle like at the bottom of the screen there. We're just going to click on that, and then it's going to download this photo to our photos in our phone. So now that we have the background selected for the thumbnail, we are ready to move on to the next step. Okay, so I use an app called PicsArt to edit the photos of myself that I use in my thumbnails. So we're just going to go ahead and click on that PicsArt app. And we'll just wait for it to download for a second here. And once it downloads, it looks like this. We're going to want to click that plus button in the center bottom of the screen here to add a new photo. So then I'm just going to go to all photos so that I can select the photo that I want to edit. And I have it saved in a folder, so we're just going to go to the folder that I have it saved to, but you could just look through your photos if you don't have it in a folder. So I have mine in this thumbnail folder here, so we're going to go ahead and click on the photo that we want to edit, and I want to click on the one that's not been edited, and I think it's this one right here. So then it brings you to this screen here where you have several different options at the bottom of the screen. The one that we want to work with is Tools. So we're going to go ahead and select that Tools button. Then it brings up these options, but the one that I want to work with is Adjust. So we're going to adjust some of the features on this photo. So we're going to click on that Adjust button, and then it brings up these options here. Now you could play with the brightness, but I know that I don't need to because the way that I take my still shots in the camera roll, it seems to work out just fine with the lighting, but you can play with yours if you need to. So I'm just showing you that here. The one that I want to work with is clarity, and that is definitely one that you guys always want to choose. And then I'm just going to select the clarity of the photo, trying to make my features a little bit more defined, and you definitely want to make sure you do that in all of your thumbnails. The next one I want to work with is shadows because I want to get rid of any shadows that might be on my face. And then the other one that I always work with is contrast, so you can work with it in like less of a contrast, more of a contrast, whatever it is that you want to do, whatever you think looks best for the photo. Once you're done making all of those edits, you're going to click the apply button in the top right hand corner of the screen. Then click next, then click save. And now click download photo, and it saved that photo to the photos that you have saved on your phone. Now let's start building this thumbnail. So use an app called Thumbnail Maker. So we're going to click on that thumbnail app right there on the screen. Once you select that, it brings up a page that looks like this. We are going to be working on the thumbnail today, so I'm not going to show you all of the other features of this particular app. So we're going to go ahead and click that Thumbnail Maker button to start building our thumbnail. Okay, so it brings up this screen once I've selected the Thumbnail Maker button. So as you can see, there's several different options at the bottom here for layouts. I'm just going to do my own layout. That's what I always do. I rarely, if ever, use these things at the bottom of the screen. So we're going to go ahead and click that red camera button that's in the center of the screen. We're going to first add our background photo, which is the one of the packages that we took from Unsplash. Okay, now we have the background in place. I want to go ahead and add myself to this background. So I'm going to click this little square button here at the bottom of the screen. And then I'm going to click on the photo I want to add. And then I'm going to select cut out because I want to cut myself out of this image. I don't want to add the image to the photo the way that it is. So I selected the cutout button. Now to cut myself out of this, I'm just going to grab my stylus, but you can use your finger. And I'm just going to trace around myself so that I can cut myself out of this photo. So as you can see, I'm tracing around, just making sure I got all myself. So then I'm going to select Smart Cut, and I'm going to select Portrait so that it cuts myself out of this existing scene. And once it's done doing its thing, there we go. Yay, I'm out of the photo. But as you can see, there's still some additional white on the sides of my hair here. I really don't want that on the photo. So I'm going to select this little erase button right here so that I can erase that part of the picture. I'm going to take the size of the eraser down a little bit. And I'm just going to erase that side because I just don't think it's going to look right on the photo. So I'm just erasing all of that white out of my hair. I'm going to do the same on the other side here. Just erase some of that white out so that it's just not there. I just don't think it'll look good in the photo. Once I'm done, I click the little check mark button at the top of the screen here. So that's good. Looks good. I'm going to go ahead and select the check mark again. This is what it looks like. Go ahead and select the arrow button, the right arrow button, so that you can go ahead and add it into the screen. And there I am. Now, obviously, I don't want to be this small, so I'm just going to take my fingers and I'm just going to expand the photo to the size that I want it to be at and just move it around on the page here to wherever I want myself to be. I think this will look best on the right-hand side of the thumbnail. So that's where I'm going to place myself. Now all we need to do is add some text and this thumbnail is ready to roll. So I'm going to go ahead and click the text button that is at the bottom of the screen here, the big T at the bottom of the screen. Okay, once I select that button, I'm going to go ahead and type in whatever it is my video is about. So I'm putting in incoming friend mail because that's what this video is about. Once I'm done typing, I'm going to go ahead and click that little red check mark, and it populated it into the screen. Now there's several different options at the bottom here that you can select for the font of your text. If you want to select any of these, you can just go through it, see what you like. I don't like to do mine this way sometimes. Now sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. In this case, I wanted to go for a different kind of a look, so we are not going to use this. So we're going to go ahead and just like erase all this, and I'm going to start over again so you guys can see how I'm going to do the text this time. Okay, so I'm just going to type the incoming friend mail in again, and we're just going to start over because I don't want to confuse you guys. So I'm just typing in that incoming friend mail one more time, and then I'm going to go ahead and click that little red check mark button. This time I'm going to select this little T button so that I can change the font of the text. So you just go through, decide which one you like the best, and I'm just going to scroll down and try to find the one that I know that I use for this particular thumbnail. So I'm just going to scroll down and try to find that font, and as soon as I find it, I will click on it, which I'm looking. Looking, still looking, and oh, there it is. Okay, so that's the one that I used. Now, I don't want it to be white because clearly you can't see it, so I'm going to select this little paint palette type situation there, and I'm going to change the color to black. There are several different options here, but we're just going to go ahead and change the color to black. Now, see how it has that gray in the background? I don't want to see that there, so in order to get rid of it, I'm going to select this little button that's right here that's kind of like an A that has a squiggly type situation on it. We're going to move down to radius. I'm going to take that down to 0. So that takes that shading off of the back. And then I'm just going to position this text where I want it to be, make it as small or as little as I need it to be with my fingers. I'm just pinching it with my fingers here, guys, and just moving it around on the screen with my fingers, deciding where I want it to be. So I think right above my head looks pretty good for this text. And then I want to add some additional text. So I'm going to go ahead and click that T button again to add some more text into this thumbnail. So this time I'm just going to type in who's on my list this time. It's just kind of something to let people know what I'm going to be talking about in the video so that if they're interested, they will click on it and check it out. So I'm typing in that text the way that I think it will look best on the screen. So that's why I'm doing several different lines because I think that's how it will look best. So I'm going to go ahead and position it where I think I want it to be. Go ahead and click that T button again to find that same font that I just used. I know exactly where it's at or what one was above it or around it or whatever. So I'm going to find that exact same font. I'm going to click on it, and then I'm going to go ahead and click the paint palette again, change it to black, and then I'm going to fix that radius again and take it to 0, position this where I want to on the screen, and guess what, guys? This thumbnail is ready to roll. So now we just want to save all this work. So we're going to click that right arrow, and then we're going to click Save Picture so that it saves the picture into my photos. Now, if you're ready to load it to YouTube, you can select this upload to YouTube button right away and upload this thumbnail directly to YouTube. I always save the picture because I'm never ready to upload it at the time I do the thumbnail. But let's go ahead and show you how to upload this to YouTube. So we will go ahead and click that upload to YouTube button. Not sure why I tried to go out of the screen. Let me come back. Let's click that upload to YouTube button. And it says, now we will save the thumbnail to your camera roll and switch to YouTube Studio to edit the thumbnail. So go ahead and click save and go to YouTube Studio. Okay, so once you select that button, it's going to populate you into your YouTube Studio. So you're going to want to go ahead and click those little 3 lines, click on videos, and select whatever video it is that you want to add this thumbnail to. So you're going to scroll down. I'm going to add it to this incoming friend mail one. And then to edit this, you're going to select the little pencil button right here. So click on the little pencil button. Okay, so on this screen here, we're going to want to click the pencil button that's on the thumbnail to edit the thumbnail. In this case, it says change because I already have added one to this video, but this would normally be a plus button. So you would click this right here to add a thumbnail, and then it takes you to your photos. You select which photo that you want to add as your thumbnail for this video. It'll populate it in there. You click select and save, but I don't want to change this one because I already have the one that I want on here, but you guys get the idea. It would save the new thumbnail to your video. Okay, guys, so that wraps up doing a very quick, easy thumbnail for your videos. I'm going to go ahead and show you one more that's a little bit busier, a little bit different from this one, just to give you guys another example. So we'll go ahead and click the thumbnail maker button again because obviously we're making a thumbnail. So then we'll click the little red camera in the center of the screen, and I'm going to scroll down to where I have this raw rev stuff because that's the one we're going to work on. I'm going to select this bars photo that I pulled from the raw rev website, and we're going to use that for the background of the photo. Now we're going to go ahead and add myself in. So we'll click this little square button thingamabobber to add myself into the photo. Okay, in this case, I already have myself cut out of the photo. I did that in PicsArt. I will show you that in another video. So we'll go ahead and select the photo where I'm already cut out and then click Add Image, then click the right arrow button and the right arrow button again to add myself into the screen. So I'll just adjust myself where I want myself to be. In this case, I want myself on the left-hand side of the screen. So now I want to add the Raw Rev logo. So I'll go ahead and click this little button again and then scroll down to where I have the logo. Click on the logo, click Add Image, then click the right arrow button and the right arrow button again. And it's going to populate that into the screen. I'll put it where I want it to be. So in this case, since I already have the Raw Rev logo, I'm just going to add some text that says what I'm going to be doing in the video. And in this video, I'm going to be taste testing protein bars. So I have to figure out how to word that where it sounds okay and looks okay on the thumbnail. So I decided on protein bar testing or something like that. Taste testing. Protein bar taste testing. That's what I decided to put in for this video. So I type that into the little text screen here, how I want it to be on the screen. Click the little red check mark when I'm done. And in this case, I'm going to use one of their formats already. So I'm going to use this yellow one with the black. I think it looks really good with this. Go ahead and size it where I want it to be and put it in place. Now, I also wanted to notate anytime you're doing anything with thumbnails, make sure to not put anything that you want people to see in the bottom right hand corner of the screen because that is where they put the time, the length of your video at. So you don't want anything to be covered up, and it will cover anything up that you put in the right hand bottom of the screen. So try to stay towards the left or the upper part of that right hand side of the screen. Okay guys, this one's ready to roll. There's 2 quick, easy thumbnails for you. Let's go ahead and jump into final thoughts. Okay guys, so there you go. That's how I do my thumbnails for all of my videos. Like I said, super simple, super easy. With the help of these apps that I use, it just helps make things go so much faster and easier. And guys, we're all busy in our lives, so we don't want to be spending a ton of time on this stuff, but we still want to make it as presentable as we possibly can so that we're putting good content out there that hopefully people want to watch. That's the goal, right guys? So if anybody has any suggestions on other apps that they use or other techniques that they use when they do their thumbnails, please comment that information below. And if anyone has any questions for me, please leave that in the comments below as well. I will be happy to help as much as I possibly can. And if you don't want to comment in the comment area below, you can go ahead and reach out to me. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, or my email address is ameeks@ambizzares.com. That's all I got for you guys in this video. I hope you found it helpful or useful in some way, and I'll catch you in my next one. Bye! And in today's Whatever Wednesday, I'm going to show you how I do my thumbnails. So that was awesome, guys. I hope you learned a lot, and we'll do this again next week. So that's why it's really important to try to make eye-catching thumbnails and try to make sure and make them as informative as boom! I'm like a minute in. That intro was way too long anyways, so we gotta do it again. But yeah, I messed up. Awesome. But in today's video, I'm gonna show you how I do my thumbnails, and that didn't work. Oh, the thumbnail is a very important piece of your videos because why can't I talk? Try her again.